Welcome back to this blissful living motto. This is Priscilla, and today we're going to talk about making home. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Like I said, I am Priscilla, and this blissful living motto is all about life, living, godly living, marriage, life, love, raising children, motherhood, and each and everything in between. If you like such content, please consider subscribing. And if you're rich and neat, you are the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for always coming back and watching my 8 to 10 minutes videos and also commenting. If you haven't commented yet, what are you waiting for? With the help of a beautiful book called The Spirit of Loveliness, written by Emily Burns, I will just get just three secrets. Okay. So before we get into the spirit of welcome, we have to define what is a home. I will just read this to you and define home. What is a home? A place where we can go to unwind and regroup and get in touch with who we truly are, then reach out to share with others. That doesn't necessarily mean a physical location. Home is as much a state of the heart and spirit as it is a specific place. Okay. She goes on and says, a person living on the road has learned to make herself at home in hotel rooms, other people's houses, or whatever she finds herself. Okay, and yet, just as our spirits require physical bodies to do God's work here on earth, most of us need a physical place we can call home, and we have the privilege of making the place where we live into a welcoming refugee for ourselves and others, a place where the spirit of loveliness can find a foothold in our lives. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, what does that mean to me as a homemaker? So if it's for my family members or myself, if I go out and I am being beaten up, let it be by work, let it be for the kids. Okay, they didn't have a great day at the daycare or in the kindergarten, and they come back home, they should just feel like, okay, if we kick off our shoes, this is a safe place. This is a refuge. Okay, listen, friend, a refuge doesn't have to be a little hole where you just go sleep and get out again and go mind your business the next day. No, a refuge can just be this safe haven where you just get to just be renewed. Okay, from a hard day, to just fill up your cup of energy again before going on to your business on the next day. Okay, so home, for me as a homemaker, this passage that I just read means I actually have to maintain a spirit of welcome, okay, through my own attitude, okay, towards the people that live here, towards myself first, then towards the people that live here. Have you ever visited the place? Okay, and they've got such beautiful furniture. Each and everything is just exquisite. Am I speaking English right? Exquisite, okay? It's just classy. It's just beautiful. I'm talking about the furniture, okay? But you don't feel comfortable. For whatever reason, you don't feel comfortable. Sometimes it's just the atmosphere. Sometimes it's the people themselves and the attitude that they have towards you. Sometimes it's just off. You can't seem to place your fingers around what is wrong, but you don't feel comfortable. Okay, but the place is nice, like the physical place, it is all decorated very properly, but your soul doesn't feel like you are welcome. Okay, you understand what I mean. So for me as a homemaker, having the spirit of welcome through my attitude, through the way I make this a safe haven for myself and also for the people staying here, okay, is important. Okay, because home is a place where people are nurtured. Home is a place where growth is stimulated. Okay, if you have children, home is where your children are actually going to in most cases, this is where your children are going to make their first steps in talking, their first steps in walking, their first steps of development, of any kind of development. So make sure you make this a place of welcome where they feel free to do each and everything they want to do, each and everything they are meant to do, because your home should be a home that nurtures, that stimulates, okay, that helps development come forth. Okay. Number two is the spirit of kitchen. She explains this so well, and as you know, I love food, okay? And in my home, like literally, the heart of my home is the kitchen. The way that kitchen, okay, defines your home. And I have gotten a way. If you click over here, you will see a video where I talk about how you can meal plan and engage your family, okay? For them also to actually get to decide what they want to eat, what they want actually to have on their plates, okay, so that you don't play the dictator, okay, but that has a way of bringing the family together. You just try engaging them in the meal planning. Try to engage them in making the food, okay. For example, instead of buying let us say ice cream, okay, from the supermarket, I just brought ice cream just like that, okay. It can be some other product that you always buy from outside. If you can, let it be homemade, okay, and make it together with your family, make it together with your children. Ice cream, I mean, there's so many recipes here on YouTube, but also on other platforms. Just search for a recipe, go buy the ingredients, buy it together, plan together, buy the ingredients together, and come home and make something homemade that brings you so together in ways you can't even imagine, okay. So just engage your people in your kitchen. You will have to have a spirit of celebration as a homemaker, okay. Learn to celebrate yourself for who you are, for who you have been, but also for who you are going to be, okay. Just learn to celebrate yourself. When it starts from you, giving it to others will so come easily, okay. A spirit of celebration is so important. Like we said, as we were at the point number one, the spirit of welcome, that a home where people feel welcomed, where they feel free. This is where actually people are nurtured. Growth is stimulated, okay? So with the spirit of celebration, you are going to teach that to your children if you have it. And like they say, charity begins at home. It all begins at home, my friend. It all begins at home. If you would learn to celebrate yourself, you're going to teach that to your children, and your children will learn to celebrate themselves. But it will not end there. When they go, as soon as they go outside, when they are out of your door, they will learn to celebrate others. The other thing is, celebrate laughter in your home, okay. Celebrate laughter. Listen, we love comedy, okay. Both my husband and I, we love comedy. I think both our favorite movies, as his favorite movie and my favorite movies, are comedy, okay. Try watching a movie together. Maybe make Friday a movie night, okay, where you watch something funny, where you watch something inspirational, where you watch something motivational. I will suggest Madagascar. It is just a heartwarming, a beautiful story, and that you can just watch whatever you want, but just make sure you create a time of laughter in your home. And the next thing this beautiful author speaks about is celebrating tradition. If you've got traditions that you have already come celebrating in your own family, as me as Priscilla, that I have been practicing in my own family, and I think they're godly, and I think they're beautiful, and I think they can be placed and given on to the next generation, or put into my home, inserted into my home, and they can really work for us. I do that. Okay, I do that. I told you one thing I learned from my grandmother was the spirit of cooking, the spirit of kitchen. This woman could cook. Some luombo, honey. She could cook, and I just looked. In fact, funny thing is, it's now that she has passed that I think about it. I never really like went into the kitchen to actually like cook, or we always had beautiful aunties, okay. We had baba. Every time we had a baba, she used to cook. I just watched, and funny enough, the spirit of cooking, the spirit of just nurturing others through food, or by food, through food, English, okay? Just got into me somehow. So celebrate traditions like that, that are godly, and introduce them into your home. And the other thing is celebrate new traditions, okay? Listen, I know one or two things about traditions, and if you are African, if you're Caribbean, not all of our traditions from where we come from are really godly and are really I wouldn't I wouldn't want to come off somehow a bad, or just to like tarnish our own traditions. Not all of them are godly, rather, and should be inserted into your home. So if you didn't like something in your home then while growing up, insert new traditions. Who said you can't? Insert new traditions. I will tell you a little tiny story. For my husband and I, it was traveling, okay, because there was a moment in our lives that we couldn't travel, okay, not because of the cash, because of other issues, but we couldn't travel, and we made that a point, and that was then, we made that a point that we're going to travel with kids. We're going to travel, okay? So that dream hasn't come to fulfillment. Not exclusively because of the pandemic, because of this and that on our hearts. Before we could even reach the stage, or even the ground of saying now we can travel, we already put that on our plate and said we're going to travel. That will be our new tradition, one of our new traditions, that we will just go and see the world together, because at a certain point we couldn't. Yes, and now we can, okay, and now the kids are there, and let us just give on and say yes, babies, we're going somewhere. Let us travel. Let us go and see this. Let us go and see that. Okay. And maybe, who knows, if they like that tradition, they will get it from our home, from this home they have grown into, and they will just give it on. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay. Celebrate new traditions. Think about them. Okay. Or even copy. Be a copycat. Listen. I have got into the system of just copying things, okay? You go on to YouTube people, YouTube, and I'm not telling you to compare your families to others, but YouTube, find someone, or Google, or even in your circles, someone who raises their kids in a certain manner, in a godly manner, in a beautiful way that you would wish, you would pray your children to be raised. Just copycat, be a copycat. Copy something and insert it into your home, and believe me, it will make home merrier. It will make you a number one, a more creative person, but also it makes life more beautiful when you get to create your own new traditions that will hopefully be given on to the next generation. Okay, and my last point is celebrate the seasons. Okay, listen, life is full of seasons. Even when God was creating the world, He knew there must be a winter, there must be a spring, I almost say the German word, there must be summer, and then after summer, autumn comes. Okay, celebrate each and every season accordingly, okay, and celebrate it together. So for me, becoming a mom, I started seeing seasons in a very different way. For me, seasons are development, okay, development of my children, but also development for me as a person. Okay, the stages that they go through, okay, for me, those are now the seasons, or for us as parents, those are the seasons of sleepless nights. After the sleepless nights, then comes the weaning, then the belly is hurt again, then the teeth, when you think this season is over and it has pretty much knocked each and everybody down, the other season comes. But there is, so just celebrate, okay? There is that part of being knocked down because, oh my, we didn't sleep the whole night. Find something beautiful to celebrate, and for us right now, what to celebrate is the development. So celebrate the wins, okay? Yes, there are the sleepless nights, but what comes afterwards the sleepless nights is the developments you see in your children. The developments you see. Sleepless nights look different for each and everybody, depending on the seasons they are in. Okay, sleepless nights might mean for you, a student, a grade A, okay, in your exam. Sleepless night might mean for you, businessman, that your business will flourish, and you will see more profits. Okay, so celebrate the seasons, okay, and celebrate each and every big and small win.